Leedle. 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 Hello everyone, I'm Carius and I'm an alcoholic. So today we're going to be talking about the Lanca platform by Bruce Leedle, which is a mag in-grip pistol that uses standard Talon magazines and requires almost no hardware. Right here we have the first Lanca, which is just a slide primed elastic powered pistol. You take a regular Talon magazine, or this is a Dart Zone magazine I believe, pop it in there, and you can rack in a dart and fire. And it works pretty well. The Lanca 1 has a few issues, with it being one of Leedle's very early blasters. The channel for the elastic is a little wide, and it can push past the dart instead of firing the dart. And it happens especially often if you try to max out the tension of some elastic that you use in this blaster. Like with this current elastic I've got, I have it in this kind of default mode, but I could pull it. It takes a little effort here. I can pull it all the way out so that it sits like that, and it's even more stretch. And now it is too powerful to actually shoot. Like, you can prime it, works just fine, but if you were to put a dart in here, so when you have it really maxed out to the point where you would hit like 100 FPS, you do that, where the elastic has just forced its way past the dart instead of launching the dart. And now the dart is kind of squished and screwed up. Now it won't prime because the dart's in the way. Oh, I think I got it. There we go. You also have this kind of interesting detent system that keeps the slide closed for you, but also gives you kind of a weird amount of resistance as you try to close it. And you have a similar system that holds the magazine in place. You don't have an actual mag release, it's just a detent, and you can pull the mag out at any time. Another issue with the Lanca 1 is if you're a little too rough with it when you're priming it, the entire thing can jump track. Like that. The only thing holding everything in alignment is this one rail. And since the slide is a little thin and can flex outward, if you're particularly rough with it, the entire thing flexes and comes off track, and then you're just screwed. The blaster does not work anymore. You, of course, can flex this back into place, but this is an issue that can happen in the middle of trying to use it, and then you jam beyond anything that's easy to fix in the moment. So it's a really cool blaster, but it has some issues. And the power is not very high. Even with like maxed out elastic like this, the most I've seen out of this blaster is 100 FPS. And that's with darts that have been reinforced so that the elastic can't make it past them. Like I've taken a little bit of dowel and stuck them in the back of the dart so that they're solid. And then with the maxed out elastic, it will shoot those reinforced darts. But that's not something you want to actually use. So fast forward several years, and Leedle comes up with the Lanca 2, which is substantially bigger and heavier. You can see it's got an extra 1.5 to 2 inches of length, and it feels much heavier. It's a hefty pistol. But aside from that, it is superior to the Lanca 1 in every way. It's more powerful, it's more stable in terms of it doesn't have the issue where the slide wants to jump track. Like if I try to flex this out of position, it's held at multiple points, and this kind of dovetail track here is holding it in place so well that it's not gonna have the issue where the entire slide comes loose like the Lanca 1 can do. It has an actual mag release built into the grip, see here, and it's a really cleverly engineered mag release because you push this button and this piece flexes out of the way and lets the mag free. So it's not coming out, and then you just push this button and it comes out really easily. It's really smart. It has the same design with the rollers in the front that lets you have a little bit longer elastic, but it also has a longer launch track here, and it is thinner so that the elastic doesn't have enough room to move around the dart and screw up. And this results in a blaster with a lot better performance than the first Lanca. This is just a really solid blaster. It's really easy to build. Like, I didn't even need a build guide to put this blaster together. And part of that is because you have all these little pins that you have to print to put the thing together. The only hardware, or I guess non-printed bits you have in the entire blaster, besides the magazine, is this bit of elastic here. Everything else is printed, including all the fasteners that put this thing together. And all of those pins that you print actually have little letters engraved at the ends of them that match letters on this side of the Lanca. So you don't even really need a guide to be able to put this together. You can just kind of see, oh, I need an A pin to put into this hole, and you just do it. And it's very intuitive. I'd still recommend the guide because there are certain parts that if you put in out of order, then you'll end up realizing you just have to take the thing apart again. Like, you don't want to put this front part on till the very end, because with the front part on, you can't actually thread the elastic correctly. You need this off to be able to do that. But it's a very intuitive blaster to put together, and it just works. It's mostly 3D printed. It literally just has this bungee. Everything else is printed. And it's super easy to make, and you have yourself what would be a perfect HVZ primary, because it's hitting above 100 FPS pretty easily. It uses Talon magazines, and it's just reliable and very well designed. It just works. The only thing you really need to put this together, aside from the elastic, is a little bit of lubrication on the slide. Because when you first put this thing together, this slide feels like it's clamped on and you can barely move it. But just a little bit of like super lube on the top of the inside of this slide and these rails, and it's super smooth again. So the only issue I've had with it so far is occasionally darts will get stuck mid-prime. It's a rare occurrence, and I think it's mostly due to worn out darts, but I noticed some darts on the forward stroke, instead of feeding into the chamber correctly, see if I can force it to happen, they will tilt downward a little bit. This is probably easily solved by a little bit of lubrication on the inside of the chamber. But sometimes I will have darts do this thing where they get stuck against this ramp up here and then jam like this. And then you hit fire, nothing happens because the dart hasn't made it all the way through. And then if you try to prime again, you've now loaded 2 darts. And those will probably fire just fine, actually. Yep. So it's a rare case, and it's mostly just crappy darts where it happens with. And I think just a little bit of use and maybe some lube right in here will fix that problem. But I have had darts fold in on themselves because they have hit this ramp. And then they'll do this, where the head has kind of stuck on the edge here, and then you push forward and try to fire, and you're totally stuck because this dart has jammed itself. But the fact that this still works, like when I prime it again, it just loads the second dart and then you can shoot them, really shows how well thought out this whole mechanism is. And I just shot 2 darts. So I think you could pretty easily double rack this and just kind of shotgun blast people. Let's try it. Oh, it just happened. So that dart tried to fold in on itself on the way through. And now I'm super jammed. So yeah, that does occasionally happen with worn out darts. But, I mean, you're going to have that problem with any blaster. So using darts that aren't garbage, it's going to be pretty reliable. Oh. Was the last dart in the magazine, and you can see it kind of curled on the way in here. It's probably not going to shoot. Yeah, You can see the elastic has got stuck in between the dart as it tried to push the dart forward, but the dart wasn't all the way in the chamber, so it didn't launch correctly. And now that I've racked it again, the dart's perfectly seated, probably fires just fine. Yep, even though this dart's all squished now. So, bad darts, well, it'll give you problems, just like any blaster, but for the most part, it's extremely reliable. Oh, there's a dart that jammed previously in the Lanka 2. Let's toss that one too. Let's do a bit of FPS testing, see what this can do. And this one isn't maxed out, I don't think. Yeah, I've got a bit more this elastic could be stretched to. Let's see, I can, with it primed, I can still pull it out this far. So it's mostly stretched, but it's not maxed out. And it's still going to be hitting harder than the Lanka 1. Alright, let's start with the Lanka 1. So this thing has thicker elastic than it was even designed for. And it's still going to be weaker than the Lanka 2, I believe. 78. Jam. Pretty bad jam, actually. Oh, there we go. Error. Jammed again. Wow, I'm having all kinds of trouble all of a sudden. What the hell? Some of these darts are just bad. Try again. There we go. 76. Every other dart is doing that all of a sudden. I mean, it's probably bad darts, but wow. 25, but that was 2 darts. Oh, error. Oh my god, come on. 77. 75. Oh yeah, it's struggling. So yeah, mid-70s when it works. And part of that is that I have elastic that is stronger than it's designed for, and part of it is just it's an early Leedle design, which has a lot more room in this channel. It doesn't guide the elastic as well, and you get a lot of instances where the elastic will force its way past the dart and screw up everything. Now I've reloaded this magazine. Still kind of crappy darts, but now we got the Lanka 2. It's already a little smoother. It's 84. 89. Ah. Bad dart. 63 with 2 darts is pretty good. 86. 83. 78. 87. Better FPS already. But that's with a Lanka that is not quite maxed out. You can see there's still a lot of flex in here. If I were to try to max this out, just give it a little bit more stretch here. You see I kind of twisted around my finger. 97. Now we're approaching 100 FPS. 101. 101 again. So yeah, if you max out the 4mm elastic, and you can probably do even more if I really kind of stretch this. 113. That's pretty impressive for an elastic powered pistol. So clearly I need to redo this knot so that it's a little tighter. But you can see we're hitting over 100 FPS with just a bit of elastic. Now another early Leedle blaster that I like is the Corsair. But it has plenty of problems because it's one of Leedle's first blasters that he put out. And in addition to being a little fragile if you don't print it right, it has problems with keeping the elastic notched here. You'll end up having it just slightly slip off pretty easily and fire when you don't want it to. That, in addition to this groove here being so wide, you do sometimes have the elastic shoot right through the dart and past it instead of firing. Looking at his newer blasters, it's obvious that he has fixed this. He's realized that he needs that channel to be a lot more restricted. Now if I were to sit here and just kind of wait or jiggle this, and that's something I've had issue with trying to use this thing. And you can fix that by taking the blaster and filing down this ledge so that it has a little bit of an inset here, and that will keep the string in place where it won't want to accidentally fire on you. And that has made this thing way more reliable. But it's just kind of a interesting little artifact of Leedle's earlier blasters, or the geometry isn't quite right. He hasn't quite figured out how to do stringers yet, but he's obviously a pioneer in this type of blaster, and he has figured out how to make them much more reliable. So yeah, I just wanted to show off the Corsairs here. The Corsair is kind of a cool blaster for another reason, and that's that you can remove this insert and then fire megas out of it. So now you've got this big bore that is the right size for mega. Or you can shoot regular darts just by inserting your little barrel insert here. And now you have the right barrel for regular half darts or full darts. So just a cool little pistol. I would be interested to see just a slightly updated version of the Corsair, because I think you could make this into a really nice little breech-loaded pistol that shoots a little hotter with very minimal effort, I think, on Leedle's part. I think he could take the lessons that he's learned from all his other blasters and do an update to this that would make it much more reliable. It's already a cool blaster, it has a few issues. You can see an extremely similar progression in Leedle's designs with his Hush blasters, because similarly to the Lanca, he has the first Hush, which is basically a bullpup Lanca. The magazine goes back here, and it is a slide-primed stringer here that does the same thing as the Lanca, but with a different form factor. And this, being a early Leedle design, the slot here is a little bit too wide, and it will sometimes shoot past the dart, whereas if you look at his later blaster, the Hush 2, not only is the slide better attached so that you're not going to accidentally rip the blaster in half, like with the Lanca one, it has a longer draw, a tighter guide channel for the string, and it's just overall smoother, and it works better. Oddly enough, just like the Lancas, it's also considerably bigger, but it works so much better that who cares? And whereas the Hush 1 has this kind of awkward mag release where you have to pull this in order to release the mag, the Hush 2 has a more standard button where it flexes out of the way when you push it inward. So it's just really interesting to see Leedle learning with his designs and improving them so substantially. So this is way smaller, but it has a lot of issues. Now, to be honest, the next thing I want to see from Leedle is if he can take the improvements that he has made to the Hush 2 and the Lanca 2 and condense them into something that has the same small form factor as the Lanca 1 and the Hush 1. I'm real curious to see if he could pull that off, because that's the only thing that these second-gen blasters don't improve on, and that's the size and weight, because this is a much heftier blaster than the original Hush, and same with the Lanca. So I wonder if it's possible to take everything you've learned making these and make them as small as these. That's just me speculating, because this is definitely a much better blaster than the first one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little look at some of Leedle's smaller stringers. Please check out my Patreon. I've been told I have 2 months left until I'm fired, so I need to find a new job, but also any other money would be very much appreciated in the meantime. So I don't know if I'm going to have a house for much longer. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you think of these very low hardware blasters that are just elastic powered. I think they're super awesome. Go check out Leedle's stuff. I'll put a link in the description to his printables page. He's got a lot of cool blasters available. Most of them are under $10 for the files. He's a really crazy designer who puts out stuff super fast and has all kinds of different stuff available. These are just the smaller blasters that he's got. He's got string-powered silly shell shotgun blasters, full-on competitive blasters that hit 200 FPS using only elastic, and all kinds of cool stuff. But that's it. I'll see you in the next video. This has been Carius, reminding you to have fun.